Nepgear is the goddess and CPU candidate of Planetoon in Higher Dimension Neptunia, representing a fictitious handheld console. We know that her main weapons of choice are called the Multiple Beam Launcher, which functions as a gun sword. She also has a regular sword in her human form, but both forms can use close and long range attacks, which means she could function as a saber or also an archer. And because she's no stranger to hopping dimensions, being a foreigner could also work for her, and I think would be the best fit for her in the grand scheme of things, if we're allowing extra classes in this case. We know from her abilities, in her world, because she gains power from the fate of the people, she'll get stronger by exposing herself and making a good impression on others, which is definitely different from what servants usually do, trying to be as secretive as possible, giving her an advantage in that sense. Although I don't think most mages will want her to do that, and that she would need a non-standard mage as a master, or someone along the lines of, let's say, Shiro, Ritsuka, or even a Hakuno. But regardless, she is a goddess, even though it's not in the same sense completely as seen in the Nasu verse. She would just be a more futuristic and technological version of that if we are translating her over. We know that her transformation allows her the ability of flight, which few servants have, access to more powerful attacks, and even longer range for her skills, as well as increasing her overall ability. Her equipment, called a processor unit, could also upgrade as she gets stronger, giving her nearly limitless potential, but the transformation could come at a cost of the master's magical energy or a seal. Alternatively, she could be self-sufficient by helping people and through their faith getting magical energy. Considering she loves tech and is an inventor who's created some of her own machines as well as a time-traveling capable robot, she could manifest with the ability to create things like futuristic golems, drones, or puppets, potentially assisting in the development of mage tech, even though I don't think she would agree to do so considering mages' questionable morals and ethics. It is something to consider. While she doesn't use magic specifically, she has encountered it facing monsters that have magic, as well as two of her fellow candidates commonly using magic as some of their main skills, which I feel will give her at least some level of magic resistance. I think stat-wise, she'd be overall an average servant, not the greatest at first, but also not the worst either, looking something like this roughly. And with more faith, I feel her stats could increase based off of how many people believe in her. In terms of her noble phantasm and some of her other skills and equipment, she has a variety of what's called EX skills that let her do a variety of things. She also knows healing, which will be very beneficial to her and anyone that allies with her. She also has been shown at some points to have wielded a sword called Gehaburn that has the ability to kill goddesses, meaning she can kill immortals or those with immortality. While normally she's reluctant to use this, it is a part of her arsenal. And the sword also has the ability to steal the energy from those that it kills. Because of her unique existence and how goddesses function in Higher Dimension Neptunia, having a human form at base, I feel she could exist without a vessel. But otherwise, being a pseudo servant I think could also work well for her, considering I think she'd be more compatible with modern humans, especially the youth who are definitely more tech savvy than most gods, spirits, or divine spirits would be. While she's transformed, appearance wise I could see her taking the appearance of her normal goddess form, her upgraded Mark II gear, or her V armor that she's shown in very few occasions. Alternatively, as she grows in power, her gear could evolve in that order, showing an elevation in power. And alternatively, if she were altered or blackened in some way, shape, or form, she could then don her Chaos gear. And while in this state, she is mostly the same, but just acts a little bit more evil or corrupt, becoming neutral evil or lawful evil at worst, in my opinion. If you like this video, then I have a playlist with more content like this, or check the page once in a while to see when I've uploaded a new video.